guys, and welcome back to Let's Play Xenogears. Last time we begun the game, and we emerged from our house, which is the one right here on the left. Now, as you can kind of see, without a map in this area, it's kind of easy to lose track of where you are, especially if you're not familiar with your kind of surroundings. You don't really have a lot of field of vision. So I'm going to try and make this a little bit easier by working off of maps, and to some extent trying to keep the camera kind of locked to looking north. As you can see in the bottom right there, we have a compass. So we're going to try and keep this simple if possible, but just kind of bear with me if I, have to go and check maps every once in a while. Okay. Can't complain too much. There is only one store here in town, and this is it. So let's just pop in here. Let's talk to the little girl over here. And we have, of course, childlike dialect, of course. Oh? Why would I be sad? Oh, we have a little child hitting on us. That's either creepy or cute. I'm not sure. If it's cute, it's innocent. If it's creepy, it's creepy. Anyway, let's be creepy ourselves. Sure, why not? Only because her dialogue is funnier this way. Awesome. Anyway, that doesn't do anything. I don't think the other answer gives you anything either. And of course, there's a child manning the store. Why not? They probably sell guns here, but don't worry about that. A stamina drink? They don't even have stamina drinks in this game. What are you talking about? Only shop in town. So I keep being told. Now, we have Aquasol, which is your basic potion. It's cheap as balls, and it pretty much should be. We have a Rose Saw, which restores your EP, which is ether points. It's the equivalent to magic points in every other game. It's basically your MP, so this is basically an ether. Omega Saw and Survival Tent. Now, here's an interesting little feature of this game. Now, if anyone has played Final Fantasy VI, the one with Terra, not Final Fantasy... Never mind, that whole thing is confusing. So Final Fantasy VI with Terra and Locke and everyone. Now, you had a tent in that game, which is the equivalent of a survival tent in this game. You also had a sleeping bag, which is kind of the equivalent to the Omega Sol here. Now, the only difference is, the idea here is the survival tent heals everyone. It costs 3 times the price as the Omega Sol, just like the tent and the sleeping bag in Final Fantasy VI. However, I'm assuming they meant to make the Omega Sol only usable at save points, just like a survival tent, just like a sleeping bag, and a tent in Final Fantasy VI. However, they did not. You can use this anywhere outside of battle. And for only 50 gold, I think it's gold in this game, G, whatever, it is so worth it. This is the cheapest full HP and MP healing restoring item in the game. You can't use it in battle, so there are still some points to carrying out a few Rose Sols. I'm not going to buy any now, but yeah, there's a few points, but not a lot. There's very few times where you're going to run out of MP in a battle, or EP, whatever. So eventually, once I get some more money, I will be going after some Omega Sols, and I do recommend that you use them whenever, pretty much. They're cheap enough that by the time you're going to start needing them lots, you're going to have more than enough money to buy them whenever you want. So there's a nice little trick there. If you're having any issues, that'll probably save you some time. Let's talk to these two over here. What do you got to say? Oh? Ah, Satan Uzuki is actually a doctor, and he lives around here too. And apparently the doctor lives up a mountain. Not really the best spot for a doctor to live, the hospital probably shouldn't be there. Yeah, probably. Wouldn't that make more sense? Why would I ask him to do that? If he wants to live up there, by all means, whatever. Now, if you go behind your house, you meet whatever the hell that is. It's actually called a bear cow. Don't get me started on the weird combo animals in this game. It's just, ugh. There's been some weird dipping in the, what is that, the pool of evolution thing, whatever that thing's called, I can't remember. Anyway, if you talk to the farmer back here, let's see, he just talks about what he wants to plant next. You talk to him again, and you get a little more background from him. And eventually, after he shuts up, you can talk to him again. Okay, the first one's nothing, the second one's nothing, and then radish. Like, these weird made-up things and radishes. Why are radishes so weird that they belong in the same sentence as all of these other weird things that we have no idea what they are? I don't know. If you talk to him enough times, he will give you some of his homemade aquasol. Yeah. I don't know what it is with this aquasol thing, but apparently everyone in this town wants some. If you talk to him one more time, you get a second one. So, anyway, we can pop up here, actually, so let's do that. Of course, use the triangle button to jump. Talk to you. Yep. It's kind of what birds do. Ah, that's a nice scenery there. This is true. Anyway, let's commit suicide. Whee! Jump off the roof. Why not? Now, have I talked to you yet? Sure thing. Alright. This is the village consultant's house. They do all types of things. It would be wise to check out this place, but I'm going to center the camera there so that we have an idea. So that's right there. Now, if I remember correctly, we came out of here and we went into the store, which is up there, just to kind of give you a perspective on where we are. So let's try the consultant's house now. There, I believe, are one item in here. Oh, you can, well, I'll do it anyway, why not? You can lose some money over there, but I'll show it off anyway because it's fun. Anyway, Chief is busy, so you're in charge of answering more mundane questions. Martial arts and self-defense. Here, they will explain you a whole bunch of things about the battle system. This takes too long. I will do it for you, and I will take less time. Hopefully. And if you talk to this guy, who seems like a weird demi-human kind of guy, he's an extremely fussy about his fighting techniques. Now, if you talk to him about all of these, he'll explain some things. We don't really need to learn about any of these. However, if you select abilities, he'll actually give you some money. So, anyway, we have an ability already called Guided Shot. It's like a weak Kamehameha wave that does 1 damage to most of the enemies around here, which I don't know why we even have it, but it's there. Oh well, so there it is. And if you talk to him about this, he'll tell you kind of one of the basis of how the game works in terms of the battle system. And he gives us an allowance of 80G. Woo. Okay, dokily then. Alright. Whee! Yes, I've already mentioned this. But this is a nice tutorial town. They give you a lot of pointers on how you'll want to make do with the rest of the world. Yeah, shut up now. Using someone else's maps. That's kind of funny because if you think about it, by watching this, you're kind of using my map, and I've, of course, used someone else's map. Now, if you talk to this person here, they talk about the memory cube, which, like Chrono Cross and the Record of Fate, they've actually incorporated into the storyline, which I like. Now, you want to hear you out. Well, let's make a save state and then hit OK. Alright. Now, if you go like this, begin by explaining all of this stuff. Open menu with square button, select file, and save. On a world map. Of course, if you're in Dungeon Town, blah blah blah, you can't do it without a save point. Just like with any other game, it's pretty obvious. Now, I just paused that there. You want to read all that? No. I didn't press any button. That's how fast as they delivered it. I paused it there a second so you could read it if you wanted to. He repeats it after anyway, but I just found it kind of funny. Anyway, so he'll go through it one by one. Anyway, it's basically the same crap, so if you want to read, pause. It's explaining a save point. I don't think we need all of this stuff to explain a save point. You press a button on it, you go save, you're done. You don't need an explanation. And they don't address how it's relevant to the plot, so that gets addressed much later. Anyway, that's your concise summary. Dongarian Monkey could understand your fantastic explanation 120%. Well, this guy's full of himself. Though, if you look at the costume, it is very much reminiscent of Luca's costume from Chrono Trigger, which, of course, I haven't played yet, but I'm sure many of you have. You will recognize the green hat, the purple hair, and the glasses. Though they have some weird ears. Anyway, in exchange for this, we have to pay him 28G. Be a man and pay up. And you have money taken from you. Which is why I went and did that, so. Not that 28G is much of anything at all, and I'll be getting a whole bunch more later. There we go, and there's the reference. I love how they threw this in here, because it's so nice when they can reference other games. That's the one nice thing about having this be the only game that was released by Square, is they actually get to make a lot of those direct references to other Square games. However, with, of course, Xenosaga and Xenoblade, they was then moved over to Monolith Soft, who have done, all of those games since they can't make as direct comparisons. But there's definitely a lot of fun there. Anyway, with that being said, can I get on top of this building? I cannot. Okay. So, we got that one. Now we want to move over to the next one. Here, let's go for a walk here. Yeah, if you walk over the vegetable, I guess, booth or whatever, the old guy gets mad at you. Okay, you have that all you want. Okay, so talk to the old guy and live in peace. Live to be 100. Alright, well, you have fun with that. Now, I've been in there. Oh no, I have not been in here, have I? This should be the next one. Yes, that's down there. So that's the bottom left of the screen if you're set to the north. Now, if you talk to her, RPS game is ruining us. The hero title from the RPS King. I don't know if that's an actual person. Only someone would utterly defeat him. Like seriality, but he's just so good. She's kind of going a little too far with the utter defeat part. Anyway, if we head down here, we go to the other layer here, we can talk to... I guess an old lady down here. Anyway, what do you think of Lahan? I believe the answer is I like it. I believe she gives you an item for this. If not, the only prize you would have got here if I screwed this up is an Aquasol. I don't really care. There we go. Or no, this one was money. 120? Yeah. 120G. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't think there's anything in any of these buckets. No. So there we go. Just pop up here. Now, if you talk to the guy over here, you can play rock, paper, scissors. It's 50G a challenge, which is kind of expensive. And I'm just going to go right here and make a save state. Let's do this. Anyway, 5 times in a row, I'll give you a special reward. Of course. Now, the idea here is it's rock, paper, scissors, so it's all based on luck. And apparently you get charged even if you take too long. Go figure. So let's load that up again. And basically if you beat them 5 times in a row, I'm just going to use save states because it makes life so much easier. But you guess, and if you get it right, you win. And I won the first one. There you go. No, I thought I did paper. Oh well. Anyway, you lose the money. I think you gain the money otherwise. So I'm just going to do all of these off screen. If you beat them 5 times in a row, you get a prize. So I'll show that off. And we tied. Okay, let's go scissors. You bastard. I don't know. I don't think there's any kind of a trend to it. Okay, so there is. It seems like you go, if he does 1 the first time, he maybe, I don't know. This thing seems to change. Anyway, so I'm going to do these off screen and I'll show you after I beat him the 5th time where he gives you a reward. Okay, so I beat him 4 times in a row, and after each one you win 50G. If I lose the next one, yeah. So basically, as you can see, I only had, you know, what, 500G before? This is actually a reasonably good way, especially if you have save states, of building up a little bit of money at this point in the game, but it's kind of unnecessary as well. So if you want to, what you do is you fight or do this game against him 4 times, win 4 times in a row, and then lose the next one. Or I think you can even zone in and out of the room, or go save or something, and then do it all over again and win 200 more gold from him before moving on. But it really isn't worth it at this point, so I'm not going to worry too much. Anyway, can't afford to lose the next one. And because I'll probably end up losing this. Look at that. I didn't even need to use that save state. Anyway, we beat him. I think I only need to use save state twice throughout that thing there. So we get 250G from him total, and he loses. And if you talk to him one more time, and we get a special reward, the mythical RPS Hero Badge. Now, there are 3 of such badges, not all rock, paper, scissors, but there's 3 different badges throughout the game, and they all have a different, well, they all have the same use. You give them to someone later on and get items for them. But there's a limited time frame to get this one. Anyway. Yeah. No, not really. I don't care. This rock, paper, scissors game is all luck-based, so I don't particularly care. So let's get my camera centered here. So we got you in there, and I've already done to the building over here. Have I talked to you yet? Anyway, oh, it's you. Yeah. Well, that's awesome. Oh. Bound to come back one day. Whoa. I would assume so. Well, that's nice of you. Now, so we've done that. There's 2 more buildings left to go to. This one here. I can go in this one now. I can't remember who's in this one. Oh no, this is the bar. Okay. Let's talk to this guy. I can see it. There's a dark and icy wind that blows where you're going. No salvation. Okay, the old guy's trying to scare Faye. No, well, let's talk to you. Probably not, I just started the game. Southern desert of Ava, Ave, whatever. There is buried treasure all over the place. Hundreds of people trying to strike it rich by just digging everywhere. A single strike could make you totally rich, but it's difficult and hard to get. But then again, never tell how much is truth. Alright, can I talk to the barkeep here? Yeah, now, unfortunately, this can happen in the game where you start a dialogue with 2 different people kind of at the same time, and if you'll notice the red arrow at the bottom, on the bottom dialogue box, that's the one you're going to be advancing when you hit the X button again. So, yeah, unfortunately, a lot of the times this happens because there's just kind of a delay in the dialogue thing popping up. Ain't got any drinks for kids, you know. Come back when you're older. That's why I think he's 18 or 17 or something like that. Anyway, this game is kind of unique. Well, I shouldn't say it's unique. For a game of its time, it definitely did some things that almost no other games, not from Square or really anyone else in the RPG genre, was really doing. And they, you know, they blurred a couple of lines as like, oh, are they allowed to do that kind of thing? Anyway, not just that they have liquor in here instead of, you know, cider or anything else. They did censor all that stuff, you know. We don't have people chugging soda instead of, you know, beer or whatever. Anyway, if you talk to this lady here, want to have some fun? I have the best service in Lahan. I just got approached by a prostitute in a JRPG. That's awesome. I love how they just kind of, it's like, well, sure, why not, you know? There's a village prostitute, why not? Anyway, maybe next time. I'll be waiting. Okay. Anyway, that's fun. So there's lots of little bits like that that just kind of, it's like, wow, I can't believe they kind of put that in, you know? This came out in, what, 98? So yeah, this is, you know, in between Final Fantasy 7 and 8, or around the same year as Final Fantasy 8, something like that. So yeah, kind of weird. Anyway, this guy's drinking in the middle of the day. Got a problem? Now, this is important. I'm not sure if you have different chances of doing this, but if you select drinking won't help matters, you'll get a unique item that you'll be able to trade way at the end of the game for a unique piece of equipment. It's decent, if I remember correctly. It's worth getting anyway. I'm going to show off as much as I can, so might as well. If you offer him bad advice, he'll give you... What is that? No use for it. Just take it. In the depths of the sea, a tear drop, shed by a mermaid. And we received a mermaid's tear. So, anyway, that's there. Can I talk to this guy? Yep. Yeah, the other guy was talking about going through the Black Moon Forest, and apparently there's lots of evil critters in that forest that prevents us from leaving. And, in fact, they do prevent us from leaving. We cannot leave, even if we go to the world. Get out of my way. Even if we go to the world map. Can I talk to you, please? Thank you. And I forgot to set my timer, so I'm probably going to run over on this episode, kind of like the last one. Oh well, we got lots of stuff to kind of go through. I'm going to kind of go at a decent pace. I'm not going to try and like speed through everything, at least early on. As time goes on, the NPC dialogue will start to lose its effectiveness, and it just won't be worth talking to everyone. And at that point, I'll start skipping through areas a little faster. But I would like to do some world building by talking to them at this point in the game. The Great Kingdom of Ave. Somewhere. All live together. Can I jump off here? Yay! Anyway, speaking of, you know, talking to people, let's talk to Dan here. Now, I'm gonna see about this. There's maybe 2 separate lines of dialogue that you can get out of Alice. One before talking to Dan and one after. I did the one before talking to Dan last night, so if there are any differences, I'll kind of try and point them out. Anyway, you talk to Dan here, who's outside of the building we were just in, and we want to talk about the marriage. Hey, that's high praise indeed. Oh, we're going to throw one of my best friends to the wolves and run off with the other one being, you know, his fiance, and just kind of leave him here and go elope, I guess. Beautiful and a good cook. And creepiness! You're what, 6? What is wrong with you? Game. Dan has this feature of always, like, kind of punching forward. He's done it a couple times. Anyway, it doesn't really matter what you say here. So I'll be nice to poor Dan here. He's got some problems I think he needs to work out. That's the spirit, so let's go do it. Okay. Aww. Not gonna forget this, Faye. You were really willing to go all that far to help me. Well, that's nice. Anyway, before we move on, we've got a couple more people to talk to, and then I'll talk to Alice. This one will be a little long, but oh well. And once we're done with all of that, then we'll call it a day for now. Now. Oh, so everyone kind of stays in the village. Now, this isn't like Legend of Dragoon, where either it's trying to create the time period and be sexist in that way, or if they're just flat out being sexist in Legend of Dragoon. In here, they seem to want, you know, there's people who seem to want to fight out against that. I'm not sure if this trend continues much throughout the game, I don't remember, but I know that this character kind of wants to break those molds, or at least that's the way I see it, more than, you know, just saying, oh, only men get to leave and so I want to be a man. I think she wants to, you know, just be a man so that she can leave the village and explore. She wants to do it as herself. At least that's the way I see it. Anyway, I'm getting weird, so no, of course not. Very own homemade aquasol. Yeah, bear cows. Again, with the homemade aquasol thing. Shut up. Have you seen Dan? Yep. Yeah, and this little girl has a different line of dialogue if you don't talk to Dan first. Just says, oh, he's probably getting into trouble somewhere. Yeah, maybe. Who knows? Now, if we go over here and jump into the well, go figure on how you would care to do this, you get a close one. Better if I don't go near it again. Well done! You found a weird item. It's actually an eyeball, which is an item you can sell. So I'm going to fast forward, because that takes forever. And sometimes you'll get an item that time. Other than that, let's just keep going through this a couple more times. There's 2 more items we can get out of here. Okay. Yeah. Where's my item? I know there's another item. There's 2 more items you can get here. Hurry up and give me my item. Okay. Do I have to talk to somebody else before this will work, or? I've never had this issue before. Okay, let's go talk to Alice first. For some reason that doesn't want to work, so. Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking of last time there. Oh well. Okay, those kids are kind of talking to me there. Anyway, let's talk to you down here. Alice's aunt. Already been 10 years since Alice's parents passed away. That's why she and Dan are being raised by their aunt and uncle. Hence why the uncle's in there talking to village chief and she's at home. Well, I say your job is done. All that's left is Dan. I can imagine. That sounds horrible. Anyway, let's pop up here and talk to Alice. And here we get a change in music finally. This theme I like once it starts playing. There we go. She looks familiar, that portrait. I'm not sure what that's reminding me of. Maybe another character in the game? I can't remember, though. Well, whatever. Uh-oh. Awkward talking at the same time. What's going on here? Oh, nothing. I see. No, you don't, Faye. You're clueless. As we'll learn as the game goes on. He is clueless as all hell. Anyway. Yeah. Okay, so if you talked to her before talking to Dan, he says he's probably outside. Just pretty much what he said with the little girl down there, outside getting into trouble. What kind of errand? Anachronism much? A camera? A camera is a little bit out of place with this level of technology. But, oh well. Anyway. I couldn't possibly. No problem at all. Wallpaper just changed on the computer. Go figure. Oh, and Yui, though they haven't mentioned it yet, is Doc Satan's wife. And apparently, according to Faye, she cooks awesome meals. That sounds a little... okay, sure, why not? Huh? Something else? No, not that. Oh boy, now what? The portraits of the characters do change for certain situations. I wish they changed a little more. I really do. They would really help kind of get some of the emotion over in the game a little bit better. The music does an awesome job of that, but some of the lines really do need a little more oomph to emphasize them in certain situations, and hopefully I'll try and remember some of those situations and kind of add a little bit to them. But yeah, the pictures, the portraits that don't change as much, kind of hurt it a little bit. As you can see here, there's a little bit going on here. Yeah, she kind of likes him. And the way Faye plays it off here makes me think that he knows he should leave and he kind of knows what's going on. Maybe he does. Everything I've seen from him through the rest of the game suggests that he has no clue what's going on right now. Just saying. Anyway. That is pretty much it there. This is going to be a long episode. Oh well. No big deal. You're going to get married tomorrow and you're hitting on Faye now. If you had questions, you should have been doing that before. Let's see if I can get those last two items there. And we'll start My Village is Number 1 theme again. See if I can get my item here. Okay, give me my item. Game. I'm going to try and figure out why this game won't give me my item. Ah! There we go. I got an Aquasol S. Maybe I don't have to. Aquasol S is like a high potion. Okay, I got one more item to get out of here real quick. Wow, I've never had this take so long before. Last time when I did it last night, there we go, I got a power ring, nice. Last night, it took me 4 attempts to get all 3 of those items. I don't know why it took so long. Anyway, let's put the power ring on. We want more power than we want defense at this point anyway. Now, there are one goal of the game right now is to go to Doc Satan's place, which is the mountain path. proceed with courage and conviction. The other option is we can go to the world map, and I'm going to do a bunch of this off screen, but the enemies out on the world map actually drop better equipment than we use right now readily, and so I'm going to fight them off screen, not fight too many enemies, because you can fight a lot of enemies and level up, and I don't really want to do that. But I'm going to fight them off screen, show like one battle with each of them in the next episode there, and that's about it. As you can see, we can't go into the forest. It is actually blocking us. There's the desert kingdom of Ave over there. And so yeah, that's going to do it for this episode of Let's Play Xenogears. Next time, we are going to show off a couple battles and move up the mountain path to see Doc Satanazuki. That's all for this one, and I'll see you guys next time.